How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Whiskier. I got done filming for the day. I'm home. I went up to Castle Rock, Colorado to film at Bubbles Liquor. So many of you recommended that we go check them out. What a great store, awesome people, great management team. Right before we dive into this video, I want to thank Joe so much for donating all of these samples and bottles just for me, the channel, to do reviews on. I'm super grateful for that. Look how many he gave me. Right? So I'm like, I was stunned whenever you opened that box, and I was like, holy. A lot of those samples are bottles that I'll probably never be able to see in my life. So to even have a sample of it, I'm so grateful for. Gonna do reviews on every single one of them. A lot of those videos are going to be posted on patreon.com. So patreon.com/whiskier. I've talked about it before, and I'll probably talk about it at the end of the video as well. But I just want to let you know that $5 subscription is going to get you those type of videos, those type of reviews. It's super cool community that I want to build on Patreon. People can chat in there, can chat with me. We'll do live streams. It's just a great time, so I really appreciate that. And we'll also be able to help these local stores, and barrel picks are coming up soon. I just ordered the shirts. They should come in tomorrow or the next day, Whiskier shirts, so I'm super pumped about that. I really hope you enjoyed this video. All right, y'all, so we're here at Bubbles Liquor in Castle Rock. This store's huge. Can you just show them like how big it is? I was a little blown away, and whenever I was driving up, it looks like a freaking Costco. Never been in here, but so many people have recommended it. Thank y'all for recommending me coming here. We'll start at the beginning of the store. Right when you walk in, they have a Blue Note store pick right now. I want to say this is some of like the best quality that you get for your price. $54.99. So $55, you get a single barrel coming in at 121 proof. See, yeah, uncut, bubbles pick. You get the sticker on there, and they got plenty of it here. Need to come get you one. Blue Note is just so good. The standard bourbon, it's really good. However, these single barrels get amazing. So highly recommend y'all come grab one of these. Another thing I really want to talk about too is I don't see these rarely ever. Elijah Craig single barrels store picks. Again, this is picked by Bubbles, coming in at 58.35, so 116 proof store pick, 8-year-old Elijah Craig single barrel, and they have quite a few cases of it. $89.99, which I think is a solid price. A lot of people right now are looking out for those C923s, the barrel proofs, which is great. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that stuff. But for a single barrel, it is going to be a little lower proof, 116 proof compared to the barrel proofs. But I'm telling you, I would imagine that this is so good. I've only ever got to taste one single barrel Elijah Craig's that was picked by a store. I fell in love with it. I ended up going back and buying another bottle. So this is really neat that they have that here. And we're going to talk a little more whenever we go down the bourbon aisle, but they have a lot of Joseph Magnus for you Joseph Magnus fans. $99.99. That's their sell price. It says that it's regularly $130, so they have plenty of it here, along with the Murray Hill, which is great. So this is something that I was just informed on today. Mashville, local spot here in Colorado. What I think is really neat about this is it's so informative, telling you almost exactly what you're getting. So 10% of this was made from the youngest bourbon that they have, and 25% is the oldest, which is really, really neat. A lot of times in bourbon or whiskey, you're going to see at least this many years or aged at least. So what's really neat about this is you're going to actually know what you're getting. It's 118 proof, store pick, and it's $59.99, which is another great price for a store pick. And they don't have a whole lot left. So if this is something that you like or might be interested in, I'd come grab it. All right, so another one very popular around here is Breen Ridge Distillery, obviously located in Breckenridge. This is another Bubbles pick. So cheap for single barrels, guys, $41.99. So again, if you're looking to get into whiskey, you're looking to get into bourbon, I highly recommend a Breckenridge pick because the price will not shy anyone away. It's a decent price. It's a lower proof whiskey. This is 86 proof, so it's a great starter whiskey again, and you're getting a single barrel. A lot of people are always talking about how single barrels are the best. In my opinion, I would have to agree with them. I love finding a good store pick, so I would definitely recommend this for someone just getting into it for $41.99. And then right next to it, we have, for any Stranahan's fan, any single malt fans, I'm getting into single malts. This might be something that I'd be interested in. A pick of this Stranahan's. Stranahan's is also another Colorado place. This comes in at 112 proof. That sounds actually pretty good for a single malt. Most of the single malts that I have tried so far have been in the 90 to 110. So this is pretty neat. 112, a little bit higher over that 110 proof. $63.99, and they have a couple cases of it if y'all are interested in coming. I might be crazy. I might have seen this before, but I don't recognize it. I've never seen any of these. These are pretty neat bottles. Rocker bourbon whiskey, the rye whiskey. Not really sure. I have no clue what these are. I just know they're a pretty cool bottle. If any of you know what this stuff is, you got to let me know. It has a sticker on it. A lot of times I find when they have a competition sticker on it, it's not been the best whiskey in the world. But the price tag is a little high. But if any of you know about this, and if it's pretty good, I might be interested in buying this. It seems like a cool bottle to have on the shelf. Moving on to, of course, Colorado Springs 291. A lot of controversy around it. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. Again, they have those stickers on it. It's pretty young whiskey, but I definitely do like it. These two used to be allocated. Now they're not anymore. Price tags are a little bit high, but again, if you're a big fan of this, they're finished in aspen staves. So comes recommended by some people. I'm iffy about it. It's not something I reach for all the time, but I do keep a bottle on the shelf. And then here's another of these that we're talking about, Mashville. So this is a single malt finished in Oloroso sherry barrel. So Jack Daniels came out with this exact same product this year. I was able to get a bottle, but unfortunately, they're only at duty-free locations. So if you're looking for that single malt finished in Oloroso sherry, this is probably the closest thing you're going to get to that Jack Daniels. And this one is finished in a mezcal barrel. This is finished in tawny port, and they also have one finished in a French oak cabernet. That's really neat. And again, on the back, shows you exactly where it came from. Super informative. So I want to check out Mashville. Pretty great price too, $39.99. All right, Laws is another Colorado spot. They have a great Colorado selection here, showcasing the great products that this state makes. Laws comes recommended by so many. I don't see the weeded on here, but I think that's the one that I did taste, and I absolutely loved it. It's a beautiful bottle too, great packaging. It's just clean all around, great stuff. So if you're in Colorado, you're looking for Colorado whiskey, highly recommend Laws. It's so good. And I think this is the first time in a video we've talked about private label distillery quite a few times. However, this one is their cask strength, 132 proof, but look at that bottle on the inside. So this is a Colorado Springs place. I frequent private label distillery a lot. I was just there a week ago. If you look at the bottom of the bottle, what happens is a glass blower blows a spigot inside of these bottles. At the distillery themselves, they have barrel ones. They have all kinds of different, like corn, all kinds of different glass pieces inside. It's a beautiful bottle to keep on the cabinet, and a fantastic whiskey as well, coming in at $114. So for the 132 proof, it is $114. I think it's worth every single penny from the ones that I've had. However, their 100 proofer, about $40 at the distillery. It is fantastic stuff. Oak and Eden, for those of you Oak and Eden fans, again, I've not had one that I'm like super gung-ho about, but they have a toasted oak, a charred oak, and a honey-soaked oak. I think this one would probably be the best that I would enjoy, 90 proof. So one thing I do want to talk about is Dexter. Manager here told me he has one of 2 barrels in the whole U.S. that are incoming of the Dexter Wheated. Not the bourbon, but the Wheated that's coming in, which is insane to me. I have the standard Wheated at home. I absolutely love that stuff. It is so good. So I will definitely be here for that release whenever they drop the single barrel, because I love Dexter Wheated, and I can't believe that he got a single barrel of it. That's pretty outstanding. Redwood Empire's here, $39.99. It seems like it'll be that price. Yep, price for all of them. Redwood Empire Pipe Dream, such a great starter whiskey, guys. I can't recommend that one enough. Along with the Emerald Giant Rye. If you're looking to get into ryes, it's real good. And then right next to it is the Monarch, which is a Burr Rye. Just found out it was a Burr Rye. I wasn't sure. I knew it was definitely a high rye mash bill, but it's basically a cross between these two. Higher rye, though. So really good stuff. Let's see what we got. I've never had any Heaven's Door. I want to say it's a Bob Dylan whiskey, or at one point he had a hand in it. But Heaven's Door, I've seen some of the tin. There's the Revelation here, so I don't want to recommend it just because I don't know anything about it. However, I'll show it for those of you that like Heaven's Door. It's here. And along with Horse Soldiers, $54.82, $99.99. You got Whistle Pig selections as well. Whistle Pig's great rye whiskey. I absolutely love that stuff. Y'all know what I said. Every single time I see it, I'm pointing it out, baby. Green River Wheated Bourbon. Okay, it is so good. And I'm going to say it every time. I'm going to talk about it every single time. It's such a great wheated whiskey. Camera guy behind the camera here loves this whiskey. It's probably one of his favorites, and I think he might go home with a bottle today. $37.99. It's so good. You could just sip on it all day. It's delicious. New Riff. They only have 2 left of their single barrel picks here. at Bubbles. This comes in at 113.2 proof. I love New Riff single barrels, especially when it's a store pick. They are just fantastic. So good. The one I have just tastes like a Christmas tree. It is, oh, so good. Nulu, love what they're doing there. They have the French oak, and right now the small batch straight bourbon. They just sold out of the toasted. Toasted's fantastic. I just love the labels that came out for the Colorado releases. Like they're so cool. And I've been to the distillery. I got to talk to the master distiller for like a good 2 hours. He's a great dude. He's also one of the youngest distillers in Kentucky. So what they're doing is fantastic. Look out for their single barrel picks. Look out for any of their finishes because they know what they're doing down there. He's so like amazing. Everything that he's doing is great. And then barrel again. You don't see much barrel here in Colorado. They have the Dovetail, the Vantage, the cash strength. This batch is 34, age 6 years. If you're looking for that batch, they have it here along with the Seagrass. Someone told me in my last video that Rabbit Hole's a sleeper. I know nothing about Rabbit Hole. I've seen it. It's popping up a lot more often now. I see the blue label, and I haven't seen any one of these. So this one is finished in sherry cask, and this is a sour mash rye. For any Rabbit Hole fans, please let me know which one I should be looking out for, one that I should have on the shelf, because I will buy it. I love Kentucky bourbon, and quite a few people did recommend this, so gotta look out for that. Almost passed this up too. Always going to call it out for people that are looking for it. The Smoke Wagon, uncut, unfiltered, and they have the younger as well. A lot of y'all love the Smoke Wagon stuff. I'm a fan. I'm not a diehard fan, so it's good. I don't know. It's just unique, It's really cool. So if you're looking for Smoke Wagon, uncut, unfiltered, Bubbles got it. And Penelope, they only have a barrel strength of Penelope. None of their other lineup, but the barrel strength is also one of the better ones that they have. So Penelope barrel strength, have it here on the shelf. All right, y'all, Christmas is coming right around the corner. If you have an old Elk Fin that these are so cool. It comes with this elk stopper that you can actually pour out of. So it's such a cool bottle. And if it fits in, like I said, if they're an old Elk fan, they probably have quite a few bottles. So when they're done with this bottle, they could pop it in another one. It's just a really cool gift item for $63.99. So if you have that special someone that likes old elk, come grab this. They have a few left, not a whole lot. So, all right, Wild Turkey Rare Breed. I want to talk about this really quick just because recently they changed to this red sticker. I'm not sure if the juice inside is any different. That's why I wanted to bring it up. If y'all know, did they change anything in the distillation, anything like that? But they have it here, $61.99, kind of tucked behind the sign. They have plenty of it always. Right next to it too, like I said, they have the Joseph Magnus Murray Hill Club for $129, normally $150. And right next to it, even more of the Joseph Magnus, the standard. So super cool that they have that here. Look, this is something that this is the first store I've seen it at. The Widow Jane Applewood Rye. Someone in the comments said that this was so good. And this is, let's see, 93 proof. Has anyone else had this? It sounds delicious when you're thinking Applewood Rye. I'm imagining it's going to be real sweet, a good rye. Let me know. It's $53.99. Not a bad price for it either, I don't think. But then again, I've never had the juice inside, so I don't know if it's worth it. That's why I'm relying on y'all. Okay, here it is. George Dickl Rye. People are haters, okay? I'm personally not a fan of George Dickl either. I've tried. I don't let anybody give me their opinion, and then I go on that opinion. However, I'm kind of doing that to you right now. But whenever someone says that it's disgusting, then I try it for myself. So regular George Dickl bourbon, I agree. Not good. Very mineral tasting. This rye, though, I'm telling you right now, if you're looking to get in a rye, a good sort of rye, George Dickl Rye is so dang good, guys. I always keep this on the shelf for cocktails, but I prefer this over Sazerac Rye. I really do. It's delicious stuff. George Dickl Rye, if you're looking to get into it, please do yourself a favor and grab a bottle. It's so good. We have our mixers here too: sour mash, the bourbon, straight rye, and American whiskey. Again, this is another one that I'd recommend for someone looking to get into whiskeys in general, or even ryes. They're a little pricier compared to your other standard stuff. However, I think that price is worth it because they are very tasty. So they're all pretty low proof for the most part. This is 83, 84, 45, 91, and 86. So lower proof bourbons are probably the best way you can get into it, especially if you're looking to sip. These are the best sipping whiskeys at those low proofs, in my opinion, for the price. So good. This is something I've never had. I'm not a big flavored whiskey guy, but I know this time of year, Winter Jack comes out. It sounds really good. Spice Apple Punch, $18.99. They got a lot of it here. I've heard some people have been like actually looking for this stuff, like hunting for it. I don't know if it's not at every store, but they have it here. And then I'll also talk about these Jack Daniel products as well. The Jack Daniel's Triple Match, which is fantastic. The Bondage great, and the Bonded Rye is really, really good. $39, $39, $42. Fantastic stuff, guys. If you're looking, if you're a Jack fan, I'm a Jack Daniel's fan. Not the standard number 7. I prefer their barrel proofs or their single barrels. This one, for example, is really great as well. It's a lower proof, but very great whiskey. So if you're a Jack fan and you haven't checked out those 3, you need to check them out. Coming down, early times, no black caps, but $26.99 early times. This is another one kind of like our Green River Wheated I'm going to talk about a lot just because it is so good. If you're looking for a bottled and bond, I prefer this over E.H. Taylor. I've blinded them so many times. This has always come out on top. I'm just a huge fan of this early time, and it's so affordable, and you can find it at a lot of places. I did hear in a couple of states that it's considered allocated, but that's definitely not the case here and a couple of other states I've been to. So $26, and it's a liter. Get more in it. Coming down, High West Campfire. Let's give a huge shout out to the worst whiskey I've ever had. I did a short. If you haven't watched that yet, go ahead and watch the short. If you're a Scotch fan, I can see why some people might like this. How I did hear it's not on every single shelf. There's only the second store I've seen Campfire in. So if you're looking for Campfire, they have it here, $79.99. I will never. I wouldn't. If I had a nickel in my pocket and they told me I could buy it for a nickel, I wouldn't buy it personally. Jefferson's Ocean, of course. They have a Jefferson's Ocean Rye, which I haven't seen before. A lot of controversy around the Jefferson's Oceans as well. I did hear if you can find a single barrel, like a store pick of these, they're fantastic. But for those of you Ocean fans, they have a lot of it here, along with their regular reserve. And I was just looking. Here it is. Okay. Evan Williams bottled a bottle. I feel like I've been kind of sleeping on these, not talking about these on the channel, just because I thought everyone knows about this stuff. Evan Williams bottled a bond. For me, it is so good. At $22 is what they have it here. I personally don't sip on this. However, when you're making cocktails or anything, I don't think you can go wrong. It's 100 proof, at least 4 years old. The white label Evan Williams, if that's what you're looking for. But right next to it, I think I want to do a video series soon talking about I always say when you're getting into whiskey, I had a sip of this the other night, and I feel like I don't reach for it as much as I should. For $24, Evan Williams 1783 at 90 proof is some of the best whiskey that you can get at the price, guys. I'm telling y'all, this stuff is good. It's got like a peanut buttery taste. It's also the same distillery that makes Heaven Hill. So for those of you that have had Heaven Hill, that same nutty taste, mellow it down a little bit. This is way sweeter. It's along the lines of those sweet whiskeys, quintessential bourbon. It is so good. 1783, I will say, is probably might be top 3 recommended for someone getting into whiskey at all times. So, all right, y'all. So I do want to point this out really quick. They're drawing from a fishbowl. You have to enter through the store. So you drop your name in a fishbowl. That drawing is 12/12. So December 12th. What they're going to do is they're going to call you. So if you're the number 1 winner, they're going to say, hey, what do you want? They have Pappy, the B-Tax selection. They have so many. And on the 2nd of January, they're going to do a in-person drawing where they're going to give away the Blantons, the Wellers that might not be as allocated. So look out for those. And I want to say this. Come out to this store, grab some of their store picks, grab some of the stuff that we talked about on the shelf. Let them know Whiskey sent you. That's really cool whenever the stores know that what we're doing is actually making a difference, because that's what we're all about, is supporting. And I do want to point out, we did start a Patreon. I want to save some behind-the-scenes content, a lot of those things for Patreon, and all that money that we get will just help us support these stores even more. $5 a month. Go ahead and check it out. Thank you for watching Whisker. We'll see you next time.